WBGX. WIFTBPM. WIFTBPM.
I got that 10K the other day, but it's already gone away. I had some bills that I had to pay. I need my money. I roll the money. Y'all know the hustle. I need my money. I roll the money. I need my money. I roll the money. I need my check, my 10K, my 10K, my 10K, my 10K. Y'all know the hustle for that bag. Went to the ATM, 2 or 3 of them. I put my card in, but no cash came out. I wanted to shout. See, if you're rich, you can get a bad bill. But if you're poor, all you're gonna hear is no, 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 no. I need my money. I roll the money. I need my money. I need my 10K, my 10K, my 10K.
You know the last time I asked you for my money,
Baby, what's going on?
and you gave me some lame excuse.
I
I don't want to hear none of that.
But ain't no here
Give me my money.
I ain't got nothing else for you. You better leave me alone. This is my roll of money. Y'all know the hustle, and y'all know how we hustle. You know I gotta secure that bag, and you know I gotta hustle. Y'all know, 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 y'all know the hustle. Nigga gon' hustle. 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 Get that bag. I need my money. I roll the money. I need my money. I roll the money. I need my money. I roll the money.
WIIFTV PM.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. Please. Please don't leave me now. Please don't leave me now. Please. From glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha, oh, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. 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 From glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. God's gonna turn it around. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. God's gonna turn it around. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. God's gonna turn it around. Glory to Gethsemane, Gethsemane to Golgotha, oh, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. God's gonna turn it around. Dear Lord, it's me again. God's gonna turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before. I believe that you can do it again. Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another. Please, son, look and have mercy. Have mercy over our home, Lord. Have mercy. Have mercy. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
talking about the all-new Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish. Place your order today for a delicious meal. The chicken and fish are fried to perfection, featuring a wide variety of catfish, perch, tilapia, whiting, and shrimp. Now it's your turn to see what everybody's talking about. It's the all-new Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish, Chicago's newest spot for delicious meals. Stop by at 2537 South Wabash in the South Loop, or get contactless delivery from DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Postmates. For more info, call 773-807-9010, 773-807-9010. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish is open just in time for lunch, or take it to the house for a delicious dinner. It's Chicago's new spot for perfectly fried chicken and fish. Don't wait any longer. Try it today. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish, 2537 South Wabash in the South Loop. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out chicagolegalnetwork.com for more information, or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger.
I'm awake. You're awake, but you obviously must not realize that the tournament's over. Seton Hall.
I told you my niece went to Seton Hall.
She doesn't go there now, man.
She
Once
left
you
the
go,
hoodie.
you're always there.
Didn't she leave it at your house?
Well, she gave it to me. This is mine.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Tiffany. Tiffany, she had all this. She's from Louisiana. That's why it's like Alabama, LSU, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. So Seton Hall, which one was that? Who gave you the Seton Hall?
Oh, that's my niece Taylor, who's in Atlanta now, doing some work with Tyler Perry and those types.
Dang, Todd, you didn't tell us she was a celebrity.
No, she's just been doing little costume stuff. She's trying to get in the union.
Oh, she's trying to get in the union.
Dang, Todd, stop dry snitching.
What? No, that's really the plug. You gotta get
No, maybe she ain't want her current employers to know that she was trying to get in the union, because maybe she might be one that's trying to start the union up.
Look at Ruthie.
Dry snitching 2 days in a row.
Ever insurgent.
No, that's not how that works. The way it works is you want to get in the union so you can get better jobs.
Unless you're black. Well, maybe in that is.
No. Then you really want to get in the union.
Yeah, I think that you see, it's kind
And
of
some
like
of those have more than one union. There's the white people union and the black people union.
And
white you know
people,
how that works.
Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting. We'll be talking about that. You saw. Speaking of that, did you see in Amazon the people voted against being unionized?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Amazon workers.
Yes,
huh?
they voted against it. Now since they lost, Amazon is like, well, since we didn't win that way, we're gonna go put our force on. The labor said we're gonna use legislation to force it. It's like I feel like you
can't do that.
That's the problem.
I don't think
man.
you can do that.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
It's
here.
because Amazon was sort of accused of interfering in the election.
Oh well, I can believe that actually. I had a bill about that. What companies will do is they will make you go to a meeting that's all about why you shouldn't be in the union. They'll pay you while you're there.
Yeah, so I think it's we be damned if we do, damned if we don't in that whole situation. It's like we get forced into the low wage unions, and then the big wage unions just be like, it ain't no meeting.
Right.
Man, what you talking about? What job? Like construction? What do you mean construction? No, don't know. I cannot meet you at the top of my tall tower right now. Put the hammer down. No, those hammers don't work for black people the same way they work for white people, and it turns into a whole big thing.
Yeah, my great-great-grandfather used to have a hammer, and that's why my son that hasn't been born yet will be able to use it better than anybody else.
You're who? Say that again.
No, that's what the skilled union guys.
Oh, I was gonna say because you might wake up and Hans might be standing over you.
Ooh.
Well, it would be a miracle if I could have a son. So
you could. It just might. Well, let me stop. Let me leave that alone. Todd, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I was gonna tell a funny joke, but it really wasn't that funny, so I just.
So you didn't.
I just decided against it, and now I'm going to move on to Ruthie while I go try to find myself a. I need a 1/4-inch jack because these suckers are going in and out. So I'm going to let you do it, and I'm going to run and see if there's one. There should be some on the back table back there. Go ahead, Ruthie. How you feeling this morning?
Good. It's Wednesday, right? No, I'm just playing.
Can I tell you something? I think that might have been one of the very few times when you answered and you said, good.
What I normally say?
Hey, I'm doing. It's Monday. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, though, right?
It's almost Friday.
I can't wait.
And then you be like, it's almost Friday. Then you be like, oh, it's almost Monday.
I will say, when I got up and I left out the house, it was light.
I was surprised myself.
Okay.
Usually I'll leave the light on in the dining room so when people get up they can move around. But today I was like, I'm turning this light off.
Yeah. So what is that a sign of? That it's getting warmer, or is it going? Is spring coming for
days
real?
are
For
getting
real?
longer.
It ain't gonna snow no more. Like,
Oh, it's gonna snow.
No, it's not going to snow anymore.
It's gonna snow. You don't think so?
Nah, we're in real spring.
put
we
something on
already
it.
had
Put
fall
something on
summer.
it. Put a wager on it.
I don't gamble.
Ruthie, you know what? We're gonna get Ruthie a criminal enterprise.
You don't gamble.
Oh, speaking of
I
gambling.
gamble when I have money. When I don't have
Oh,
money,
because
I don't fool around.
every day is a gamble. You a black man in America.
Oh,
well, that's true,
See
too.
how she did that right there. Something was in there I wanted to talk about. Oh, did y'all see the video yesterday of that video of the little shorty who was shooting dice?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I saw it.
I think
I can't count that fast.
I'm gonna tell you what. It is nothing.
It's too much. It was too much.
I feel like if it wasn't the girls with the guns on the laps, I wouldn't have been mad.
You know what the worst part for me was is hearing the woman's voice in the background, like, teach them how to do it right.
Well, yeah. See, that's why I don't watch those things. I'm like, why do I want to watch kids go down a path that
But
is
I mean,
basically going to end up in jail at some point?
But no, hold on. You
hold
taking it a
it.
little far.
Wait a minute.
Because I think he should actually learn the actual game. I think it's a game. It's a skill. It's something to do.
No,
the
dice
problem
is something that you do when you want to get shot eventually.
No, well, the problem was the
Or
people in the
stabbed. That's not
background
true.
with the guns. I will say that was an issue, but I don't think it's anything wrong with him learning the game.
Those guns weren't there for. Those are just props. They're not there just
You know
for
what?
trouble.
It actually could have been a skit though. That's how crazy it was.
It wasn't though. It wasn't a skit. And
May's like, I remember this.
in the streets of Bolingbrook.
In the streets of Bolingbrook.
The streets of Bolingbrook. But look, let me tell you. So, I do think that it was just watching that video, and then I watched it. I saw it on. I said what I said, and then I watched it later on. And I think absent the. Okay, so I guess you can't separate them, but absent the guns, absent the guns and the lifestyle around it, I thought it was pretty impressive. I mean, and Todd, I don't.
Impressive. What's that mean?
Impressive. I mean, I thought that,
Skillful.
man, I think it takes a skill to shoot dice, especially street dice, right?
There's no skill. That's why it's a game of chance.
What? Did you see his hand technique? Come on.
I didn't watch.
Okay, Todd, have you ever shot dice?
Math. It's math.
I played
It's hard.
craps.
Okay, but on the street, or you played on?
I'm not playing nothing on the
And
street.
so it's a whole different. I'm just telling you, it's a whole different, or not even on the street. Like we used to have college crap games, all the time. Like quite frankly, for like 6 months of my life, I lived playing craps. And it wasn't a get shot thing, but watching that little man do his thing was impressive for someone who has shot dice on the street. And Todd,
I've played enough craps to understand how the numbers work.
Okay,
It's a loser game. You can't really win.
That's not true.
You go, every once in a while, you're gonna do well.
It's called gambling.
Well, it's called math, and in math, the numbers will tell you that you can't win. The house wins.
So in a street game, there is no house.
Right.
The dice roll. So your point is moot. Anyway, let's go on. Let's say what's up to. Where's there a house on the? So somebody has to win. Somebody is walking away. Right. Somebody is walking away with inevitably in a dice game on the street, and that's usually how somebody gets shot. Somebody usually takes everybody's money, and then they get to talking. No, then they get talking about I took your draws, right? And then you be like, man, you gotta let me get a chance to shoot it back. And I'll be like, put it all up right now. Here, one roll, everything you can get it all back. Or I'm taking everything.
There's the gamble. The gamble's not the dice.
It's who you shooting with?
No, except you're going to get shot at the end.
I think Todd, you live a very sheltered lifetime.
I don't live a shelter. I know more about this stuff than you think.
Ooh,
I'm not debating.
Tell him, Todd.
I'm not 58 for no reason. I know people have been
Right,
killed or stabbed, beaten
What?
up. Yeah.
On the low end?
I do the
On the lower end.
lower end, Ruthie.
On the lower end.
Well,
That's right, Todd. Tell him. You ain't get
No,
this
not
old.
always on the lower end. My neighbor got stabbed, but that was more of a drunken fight.
Was it? Did it have to do with craps?
No, that wasn't crap.
Okay, Todd. So did you see how he just did that? Like, okay, Todd just said my neighbor got stabbed. We're talking about a crap game. You're gonna end up dead and shot. Then he talks about an unrelated stabbing for a drunk neighbor and is now. No, Todd. I am going to tell you.
All right, I kind of reverted to the ills of the black neighborhood.
Okay.
Poverty is killing us, basically.
So I'm gonna tell you, I shot many a night of white frat house crap games. And
white frat houses are a different world, though, aren't they?
Yes,
It's my lucky day.
I just feel like it is the point that I did all of it, and it's like it's not necessarily the path to death and destruction. And I still enjoy.
You were in college. That is a totally different world.
I am telling you,
but you can't get killed at college. Don't get me wrong.
I am telling you that there is a point when you shoot craps that as you enjoy the game, you tend to find dice games. Period. And it's like, and it don't matter if you shooting. It don't really matter where you from. if the table is green and you feel like you can handle your business and it's the opportunity to side bet and all the other people, you don't necessarily always wind up dead just because you shoot dice.
No.
Okay, that's all I was saying. And I thought,
but who wants to take the chance?
A person that likes to gamble.
a person that likes to gamble. I'm saying, like, right? I mean, it's like that's no different than poker, but they got it at the casino. But if anyway, I'm gonna stop because I don't want to reiterate. But I did think it was impressive to watch.
No,
that young boy
I will say
to be able to count that fast, pick up the money, be able to side bet, and do the probability.
We
that
know
was
black people are smart, but I will say that there are certain things that lead to a lifestyle that's all about danger.
Yes, agreed.
That's all.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Risk,
Okay.
you're right. You are absolutely right. Risk-taking behavior.
100%.
I'm not much of a risk taker, so.
Mm-hmm. Do you drive your car? You ever been pulled over? You take a lot of risk, bro. All right, look. Let me say this. We got everybody in the building. So we said, what's up?
Wait a minute. You didn't say hello to Sonia.
I was about to get.
No, I heard you. No, I know you were getting to it.
So he said, what's up to Todd? Ruthie finally said, I'm good. I think I'm going to have to record that. You might have to turn that into a promo. Because Ruthie never starts the day. Like, we need to get like
I'm not a morning person.
What day is it today?
I'm not a morning person.
But the funny part is, it's like you can see as you start to crack.
I told you I got to get warmed back up.
You can see it. It's like you're starting to get your not mad face on in the morning. Now it's like you are starting to your eyes are starting to open a little wider. You're starting to smile a little bit more. You ain't like pouty as much. Look, you like now. Look, you grindy. Look.
Listen, mornings are not easy for me. And this is like the real morning.
This is the real.
It'll be honestly, it'll be different if I was just getting up to just get up. Because when I'm at home, I be up, I be bright eyed, bushy tail. But having to
walk around the crib,
having to be here and talk to y'all, I gotta interact with y'all.
That is, I know.
Who wants to interact with Todd and Maze so early in the morning? Unless you got to.
I guess that explains my wife. Our wives. Because my wife be like, in the morning, I'd be like, what's the matter with you? She's like, it's morning. I mean, I'd be like, hey! She'd be like, it's 6.
Wake up, world.
7.
Wake up, Carrie.
Right. I'd be on Saturday. It's funny. I'm not going to. Okay, I'm going to get in trouble, but I am going to tell. So we were together, and it was we had taken a moment, and she was like, it's nice to wake up with you in the morning, and I'm like, you wake up with me in the morning every day, and she's like, no, really I don't, because at 4 a.m. I'm literally
it's dark outside.
It's dark outside, and it's like, and you really, and I am like the silent. Stalking around the place. Right, trying not to wake her up. And so that was a point that you don't realize that you don't necessarily, like the part of the sacrifices of doing this show. Ruthie, and until you get married, you shouldn't have this problem. All right, now.
I'm single. I love how well, it's a great day.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
For no reason.
Ruthie, you got a dog, right? He probably has anxiety.
It's kind of my.
You share.
It's my dog only when I don't want to take care of it.
I bet it's
You share with your sister. You share with Asia.
It's her dog.
It's really her dog.
That's her dog.
Is it time to feed the dog?
That's her dog. Come get your dog.
See, you need your own dog.
Right. Get your. That's like when you be like, come get your kids. Like when you got divorced and the mama be like, come get your kids. And you be like, good Lord, come on, Dad, what y'all do? Oh, Dad,
do you really ask that question?
They be like, what?
Do you ask them what y'all do?
Yeah, what y'all do? They be like, They be
like, that's a great answer. I like that.
My son be like, Dad, you know how it is. All right, look, y'all. I'm telling you, I got the smoothest son ever. He just is
adorable.
Unbothered.
I'm telling you, you got to bring something to the table.
He is Todd. He brings.
It's got to be more than basketball.
Todd. He brings his legacy of Jackson to the table.
Uh-oh. Now I'm going to have to do some investigation.
Get your investigation out. He will ensure that he will be a provider. He will provide safety. He will provide shelter. And he will provide a life worthy of a Jackson man. Right. Now, you just need to get your dowry together, dog. I'm just telling you. I might, I might
I know
knock
you
off,
may need to be putting some money together.
I might knock off a couple dollars for the cello, right? Or for the violin, too. I might give you a couple dollars off a discount for the violin. But we going to get it. Ruthie over here like, what y'all do? We negotiating an arranged marriage.
I know y'all trying to arrange a marriage.
No, he's negotiating.
Hey, Todd, I'm telling you, you better get it. I'm going to tell you, you know how it's go. You know how, like, Prince Harry, the prince, when young...
Which one is that? Is that the one here?
Well, maybe not neither one. But, when the young prince hit the market, it's going to be a whole different world. Then the pricing going to change. So you better lock it in now, man. You better lock it in now. Anyway, Sonia, I'm just telling you, Doc. I'm just trying to help you out.
Lock it in like a mortgage
rate.
rate.
Lock the rate in now, because I'm going to be putting interest rates on.
Inflation
When he graduate from, if you lock the price in before he graduate from college, that's a good spot. Because then after that, he going to be like, and Todd, I'm trying to,
Futures. But
well, I'm just saying, I don't want Ruthie to be mad because I tried to lock this down before he went to the university. Because if he don't go to HBCU, the next thing you know, they're going to be like, that young black man's going somewhere. And then I'm going to be having to beat him off with a stick. So I'm trying to get this together so I don't have to hear Ruthie mouth, right? I'm trying to make sure. Here's what I am trying to do.
What you trying to do, Maze?
I am trying to ensure that he meets positive black young ladies. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I do know that it's that time of his life where, and I'm not the go get him son. I'm more like the, you know what I'm saying? But I do want him to see like more than Instagram and like positive young ladies whose families have standards. And I think like,
where that's supposed to be, right? Well,
at the cotillion.
Yeah.
And that all.
I take that back. I should say supposed to be, but that's pretty much what a cotillion was for.
Well, but I'm saying, and so he ain't that dude though, right? Like he ain't, I mean, he's more of it's like I'm not trying to force him into a box, but I do feel like it's important because these kids have lacked social skills and everything is through the phone and
he gonna get on Tinder.
But
I'm just saying.
Okay, Ruthie, God, I'm just trying to get my mind right.
Maybe them two can match on Tinder.
Is that a dating site?
Oh Lord, Todd.
I mean, I've heard of Tinder, but I never really paid
attention. And it's like I didn't even know kids could get on. Okay, it's too much. It's too much.
I'm sorry,
but we are going to talk about this because I do think that I want to arrange.
He's going to get on Ashley
Madison. If Claire don't act right,
that's for married men.
That's why I told him if Claire don't act right. Claire better get it together. Anyway, look, y'all. This has been too much. We have gone. Oh Lord.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm gonna get through these headlines. I'm glad I only had a short list. We're gonna do them very quickly. Don't forget about the lineup change. If you are watching the Maze Jackson show right now on What's in It for the Black People Media, get ready to make your switch over to the Maze Jackson page. You're gonna be that broadcast on What's in It for the Black People Media will be rebroadcast today at 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. So I'm only on What's in It for the Black People Media right now to remind you all to go to the Maze Jackson page where this broadcast will continue. So after this break, if you are on What's in It for the Black People Media, you're going to see the broadcast and you're going to be like, what happened? Did we get dropped? No, you didn't get dropped. You have to go back to the Maze Jackson page. The rebroadcast, if you did not catch the early version, then you will catch the rebroadcast at 3 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media. Now, don't forget, the Book of Dawn is on the What's in It for the Black People Media starting from 9 to 11. Then we have, today is Tuesday. I believe it's going to be Salim. I believe so. He did not call me back, but he did say he would do Tuesdays. So if it ain't this Tuesday, it will be next Tuesday. Then following that, we have the Green Side of Things with Brother Sadiq and Cassiopeia. So let me just hit that. I just wanted to make sure we do that. Silver Room Block Party canceled 2021. Eric Williams said if y'all wanted to come back in 2022, y'all better get vaccinated. Caden Swan, if you don't know that name, if it's not familiar, he is a 21-month-old who was shot in the road rage accident. They say he is getting better, making progress. I don't know if you all heard about the video in East Moline, Coal City, where the black football player was forced to sit in a locker full of bananas and told that he would get his knees broken if he did not do it. They found an investigation and just one of those things. Not finally. Did you see Tony Preckwinkle represented black and brown people? Represented the black people in the black and brown wreath laying that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
I think no other black people was going for that. They was kind of like, yeah, nah. And then finally, I'm just telling y'all. Did y'all see Prince Harry went home to go say bye to his grandpa?
No,
he left Meghan.
Wouldn't anybody go back?
He left Meghan. Man, not after y'all just kicked my family to the curb.
Man, you got to say goodbye to your grandpa.
Peace, holla. You go have a silent moment.
And he wasn't a decision maker, so
I'm just saying like this. Meghan Markle is at home, pregnant with Prince Archie. Well, not Prince, he ain't a prince.
And their
Archie.
bodyguard.
Tyler Perry's bodyguard. And they are and Harry went home. I'm telling you now, the white girls are swarming. Right? He got off that plane by himself. They like, come on back. Welcome back. Welcome. Okay, let me just tell you.
You know he's like person non grata over in the UK.
I bet you all you have to do is renounce that negress and come home, and you will be good.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Didn't his daddy leave? Have a mistress and then marry her?
That's the whole thing. That she has really bad gas too. That's what the royal papers say. They say that Camilla just passes gas all over the place and it's terrible. I could not watch the Royals without thinking of that either.
The tabloids are terrible.
Apparently her gas is too. Look, we got everybody. We are locked and loaded. Let's get the Soul Plane up to 60,000 feet and we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at The Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at The Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
Yeah. Been trying to reach you all day. What's the deal? Keep it real, baby. You can't even pick up and call me. Matter of fact, at this point, I just feel that you're trying to play me for a fool. Baby, that ain't cool. Now that ain't cool. See, you've been running around like you've been single, looking for a good time so you can mingle. Got me out here looking stupid. You out here with your bow like a cupid, but I guess it's cool. Guess I was just another hit on your hit list, another good time that you wouldn't miss. But I blame myself for all these feelings that I felt. You were nothing but a savage, seeking no ways you could scavenge. This thing I thought was real turned out to be nothing more than a feel. It's petty love. That's what we got. Petty love. Yeah. Oh, now you're trying to reach me. Just the other day you call yourself trying to treat. Now it's can we talk, oh baby, can you see? 'Cause you can't take what I'm doing. Is that cool? Now that ain't cool. But I blame myself for all these feelings that what we got. Petty love, petty love, petty love. But I blame myself for all these feelings that I felt. You were nothing but a savage, seeking no rules. You could scavenge. This thing I love was real. Turned out to be nothing more than a feel.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, Miss Ruthie Moore, and Sonia Escobar. Hey, y'all, I want to encourage everybody, if you are watching, take a moment, share the broadcast. Take a moment and share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. We are broadcasting live on the Maze Jackson page. And y'all hit them stars. We back. We back in the building, back on the map. Support the movement, as Genoski would say. You know how y'all try to decide. When we do the news, let me ask y'all, because you know we're going to do a 6 o'clock news. Mm-hmm. Would it be wrong to incorporate a little flair to it? Right? And then I ask because I want to keep it credible.
What is flair?
Could you imagine Gino
like
doing
playing dice in the beginning?
No, Todd.
He is a writer.
No,
so.
But Gino, can you?
Yeah,
but can you think about Gino? You know how Gino got that? I call Gino Mr. Chicago. Uh-huh. And I feel like he's got a certain swag
so cool,
about him. And I feel like he would be great to deliver the news on my newscast. But you know, like what I want is a suit, but I want him to do the Gino ski, you know, with the little bit of flair to it, the whole thing. Can you? We're gonna talk about that. We got to talk about the news program a little bit later. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But if you are not watching, if you are looking for us, we are on the Maze Jackson page. We will be broadcasting there. Look, y'all, we will be rebroadcasting this afternoon, 3 to 6, on What's in It for the Black People Media. So we are still at What's in It for the Black People Media. But you know, we have built over a following of over 20,000 people right here on the Maze Jackson page. And sometimes we don't get access to all of them. And we also will be looking to get back to our stars program. Not the program, the stars. Start hitting those stars again. One of the big things that we got to with What's in It for the Black People with the Maze Jackson pages, we have built it over the last 6 years to finally get to a place where we were able to get access to a lot of the tools that Facebook had to help us make this thing go. And so our personal contribution is to build the network and to continue to provide content, but at the same time be able to unlock all the keys we got in the castle. So I hope that you will join us on the Maze Jackson page, and then tell all your friends who missed it this morning, go check us out on What's in It for the Black People from 3 to 6. All right.
And at 7, we'll have a dice game in the back.
You know what time?
Ruth, you be off work. You can come back.
Ruth, you know how to shoot dice? I know you do.
Yeah, I get the concept.
I didn't say that. Can you shoot dice?
You know, Ruthie's never shot dice before.
Don't crap out. Get your point. Make a side bet. Get fancy. Talk stuff with it. I get the concept. I get the concept. I call it performative blackness.
Yes. Performative blackness, because there is a flair when you talking smack when you shooting dice. But you gotta know your crowd though. You gotta know your audience, and you gotta know how much money you took from the dude next to you, because that's where I'm telling you. That's where it happened, man. I done seen many a night where somebody got a whole big old wad of somebody else's money in their hand.
Used to be somebody else's money.
Right. Well, no. At the end of the night, it may go back. It may revert if you are not properly equipped to defend your winnings. The mugs be like, "What time you leaving?" They follow you right to the car, and then they be back in the game.
Thank you, Maze, for finishing my thoughts on that.
Okay. All right. Well, look,
a
y'all.
life game can lead to a dice game and a life of destruction. You did just prove. Why you do that, Maze?
Yeah, I didn't prove it. I did it so that Todd could
feel good about himself.
Feel good about himself today. Like I finally got him.
Okay. Good.
Oh yeah.
See?
Oh yeah, that's how my dad. I got made. Ooh, yeah.
Okay, I see you, Todd. Todd,
Todd, you are so feisty today.
Look, he got his Seton Hall sweatshirt on. He feeling kind of Philly.
I'm a pirate. Arg.
You lost it all with that. Look, he lost all.
No, he didn't. You gained some because pirates, they were cruel. So I'm with you, Todd.
Yeah, they were. Man, actually, they got a pirate special on a show about pirates on Netflix. I was starting to watch. It's like a hybrid between like a documentary. Like, so they stop talking and then they go into live action. But I actually like the Blackbeard. That was all part. You know where the piracy came from, right?
Where?
If you really want my answer, I'll say it came from the English fighting the Spanish.
You got it. And the Spanish, really
for 500, Alex.
But the Spanish lost their armada. Like they had their whole treasury sunk. And it like.
So what he means is the armada was a big, like we were talking yesterday, a big naval force
that was taking the land money, the gold from the
new land,
the new world, and it sunk. And the British was killing them, and then they used that to.
That's why we don't know Spain now.
Right.
Nobody ever talks about Spain
anymore. And remember, Spain was they kicked it off though.
Yeah.
They was like the original. Well, Portugal really kicked it off. Then Spain went and got ugly. But anyway, all right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson page. See that right there? That's how I know I ain't crazy.
What?
You see that 99 right there? It ain't even 7 o'clock. All right. It's the Maze.
And all we've done is like introduce her.
You see that 99 viewers right there?
Mm-hmm. Double digits.
We ain't seen that in a minute this early because we split our audience up. Right. So what happened was in the benefit, the whole joint, we gave the kickstart to Wiftable, right? Mm-hmm. So the Wiftable kickstart is us putting taking the world champion bulls and putting them over on what's in it for the black people to attract the team to get everybody to come over there. And now we've attracted a crucial audience enough for them to go there and be able to give them a kickstart. Get our young guys, get the Huskies, Northern Illinois Huskies.
Oh,
they're
talking about
boosted up.
Ooh.
The Huskies, right? The Huskies. See? So, we gave them a kickstart. It's like the battery cables. We put it on with the media. And then to keep them propped up, we're going to put the show back over there from 3 to 6. Just in case people didn't really look for them. So then they know, we can find them over there. And then they'll be like, oh, Herb and 2 is over here too. No, I'm just joking.
Would you give somebody a jump off your car?
Not that car.
Okay, I was just curious.
And no, it depends. I would give you a jump.
Like in an emergency?
I would give you a jump. I would give Sonia a jump. I'm not just...
You ain't finna stop and give no...
I'm not finna stop. Now, I will tell you, though, that I bought one of those battery backup things. Oh, yeah. And I have it in my car.
That's smart.
And
have you had to use it?
Huh?
Have you had to use it?
I actually did once.
What? And it worked?
That's what I'm wondering.
It worked perfectly.
Wow.
Because I had left my blinkers on.
Oh.
And, you could leave your blinkers, and I left them on for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. I was working in the store, and then all of a sudden, bam. Right? And then, and I was like, and then you feel some kind of way, especially in a Porsche. You feel some kind of way with the hood up. And I was like, and I didn't know what to, and then I was like, oh yeah, I got my jumper. And
is the battery easy to access in those?
Yeah, it's super easy to access. It's like you really can't even see the battery. They just say plug the things in right here. Mm-hmm. They like you don't even need to. They be like don't need when you open up the hood, it's like all covered, and it's like the battery raises you. Pick up these 2 little things, and then it'd be the two posts for the battery. You don't even gotta touch the battery. You don't get it's pretty slick.
That's good.
Yep. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I wanted to ask the social media question of the day. Sonia, let me get that big old voice if you don't mind.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Hey, y'all. Do police need guns on a daily basis to deal with black people specifically? So yesterday I posed, I said, should we disarm the police? And black people was like, no, hell no, no, oh no, hell no, right? And I was just thinking it's funny to see us, because I do feel like 99% of police interactions do not require a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
If someone pulls over, like in the case of Dante Wright, when he pulled over, I feel like if you take those guns out of the scenario, he doesn't jump back in the car. But he was obviously willing to comply at some point because he pulled over. Right? And so my question is, why do you listen to the police? Is it because they have a gun? In the case of George Floyd, though, they didn't even use a gun. They killed a brother with their bare hands and knees. So it's not that they need the gun to kill you. And then we know that they are judicious in the use of that gun, because how often do we find white domestic terrorists shot by police even after they've killed 5, 10, 12 people? And usually when we find out that they're shot, it's not because of the police, it's because they took their own life. I think about our allies. I think when we think of Asians, do we think of needing the police to deal with them? Do we think of, because I question how we view ourselves in that mix. Because again, the only people I really ever see, I'm not saying it never happens, but the only people that we see publicly murdered are black. And black people be like, hell no, the police need guns so they can kill your kid. So the social media question of the day is, do police need guns on a daily basis to deal with black people specifically? Because they don't need guns to deal with white people. Do they get out of the cars, guns drawn with white people? Drawn. When I just gotta ask the question of us. Do we give them that authority in our neighborhoods? Why do you listen to the police? Do you listen to the police because of threat of death? Perhaps. I think for black people they do. Literally. I think when you look in your mirror and you see them red lights, you know that your life could literally end. I don't think white people see that.
No.
I don't think Asians see that. I don't even think Latinos see that. Are we conditioned to believe the worst about ourselves? Because again, I'm saying, you don't think that with a billy club, literally, Derek Chauvin did not have a gun to kill George Floyd. They killed him with their bare hands. If there was an Asian or a Latino or a white person that happened to, where a police officer shot 16 times an unarmed person, do we see ourselves as more threatening and dangerous than everybody else? Do you feel like the police need a gun to deal with black people to come into the neighborhood, Todd? Honestly.
You mean just regular patrolmen, right?
Yeah. Do you need a gun on your person when you're driving a police car with a billy club, a taser, and you got the police car with the sirens and the lights? If they hit the lights in your neighborhood because you're doing so it's the public safety patrol, it ain't the armed killers. They still got all the same rights and responsibilities. Now, if the situation is a domestic or a robbery in progress or something, again, remember I was telling you about Watchmen, how you had the radio. So there's a gun in the car. but you don't just get out the car with the gun.
Uh-huh.
Like, you shouldn't be able, like, so I guess my question is, do we think that police need guns to deal with black people? Because, again, clearly, they do not need guns to deal with white people or Asians or Latinos, because we just don't see those murders happening that way. Even when they're armed, even when they've already killed. And again, I posted yesterday, and I'm not bugging. I just think, do we believe that they need guns? Would black people listen to police without guns? I think the law-abiding citizens would. Because I think if you said, hey, stop that, and I think there are other penalties that if they had the ability to impose would be enough of a deterrent.
Is the horse out the barn or too far out the barn? I mean, are there just too many guns in the United States?
I don't say that because the white people got the most guns and they still ain't getting killed.
Yeah, but they don't live here.
Okay, so that's my point. Are we inherently more dangerous than everybody else? Are our criminals inherently more dangerous? Do they inherently do more damage? Do police need guns to deal with black people specifically? I know nobody wants to talk about it like that in that perspective, but again, the only people who they ever really seem to have to shoot are black. Like I'm saying, you can kill people and still get to jail safely. Now, under that, guys, if you are a domestic white terrorist, you can make it to jail after killing people. If you are a black person with a traffic stop, you can be shot and killed. And the black people say, keep the police with the guns. I'm just curious. And maybe we are more violent. Maybe we do deserve a different level of treatment. Because again, the only people who wind up dead at a traffic stop are black people. I'm not saying it's never happened, but like to the point where you're not surprised. So the question becomes, do we believe police need guns to deal with black people? Ruthie?
I think, like Todd said, I think the genie is out of the bottle. And so I feel like we all need guns because too many people got them. And in terms of our black people, what would you say? Do they do more crimes or commit more violent crimes against each other? Are we more
inclined to commit crime?
No, I think you commit crime in proximity to the people that you live around. So it's white people robbing white people too every day.
Do they get wound up shot at a traffic stop?
Likely not. I think that the perception of black people by the police is the issue.
But I ask black people, do police need to have guns to deal with black people?
I think that the police, the military, I do think that they should be armed. I don't think that but I'm more so about the way that they're armed, the inequities in the funding. I don't care if they have guns, but okay, if you got all these guns, then the people in the community also need basic things. And so you wouldn't put policing and patrol would look differently. Like it's a whole mental shift that has to change. It's a whole bunch of funding that needs to go into communities before we can talk about police not having guns. Because you know what? Some people don't respect the law. And even when you think of people not respecting the law, some people don't respect humanity. Some people don't respect basic codes of civility. And so before we even get to you breaking the law, you probably is a habitual code breaker within the black community anyway. And so you don't get to then, you might have to be dealt with by outside forces. But before we can start turning people over to them outside forces, we got to get a better handle on how we internally deal with stuff and how we respond to stuff. How do we respond to these threats?
So police do need guns to deal with black people.
You need some too, though. That's what I'm saying.
I'm cool with that.
Everybody should have one, because sometimes police be rogue. Police departments might be rogue.
Okay. Well, all I'm saying is
we all should have guns.
But that's fine. But again, the police are given guns with a specific delegation and a different level of authority. It's a difference between a person with a badge having a gun and using that gun from a stance to quote unquote enforce. I don't debate everybody can have as much guns as they want to. But right now I'm dealing in the world that we live in, right? And in the world that we live in, I do agree with you from the point that if there are resources, then there is less competition for resources, theft, all of those things that police would be patrolling our neighborhoods for, that people are doing to subsist or survive, would probably drop that criminal element. But because that is the case, right? Because we know our communities are starved of resources. Do we need police with guns to deal with black people specifically?
But see, that's why the narrative is defund the police, not disarm the police. It's defund the police.
That's a different question.
But we dealing with the same thing. If we know that we live in a world where those elements within our community exist, and we think that those elements would disappear if we were to fund them, then the question should be, it's about the funding. It ain't necessarily about them being armed. Because they can be armed, but we still need funding.
So I think that is your answer to the question. But I still say that right now in this world, the question that I'm asking is, do police need guns? Not do they need guns in the present position that we live in right now, not hypothetically, right now, to deal with black people? And the reason that I asked that question was because the people, when I said, should we disarm the people who were most likely to say, yeah, hell nah, you can't disarm the police, even as we complain about this disproportionate shooting where nobody can really tell me the traffic stop where the white guy just wound up dead. We were the people who said, keep the police with the guns. I'm not tripping either way. I recognize there are inequities. I do. I recognize that those inequities create an environment in our community. But does that environment in our community that is created by those inequities require police to treat us differently or require them to have a different mentality when they deal with us? That could be yes or no. And I don't think it's wrong, but I do think it's a reality. And I thought it was interesting that even as we were talking about the young man who was murdered and how we were saying it shouldn't happen, black folks were definitely saying, no, the police still need to have guns. And so we're not essentially safe from our own people, is what our own people are.
No, it's not about, our community, we ain't there yet. We not even into we don't have enough sense of community to be able to live in that world where we don't need outside forces.
Exactly. So we do need
police. But that's America. That's everybody. White people gonna tell you that they want their police to have guns too.
I'm not tripping on that.
It's America. I don't think it's a black thing. I think it's an American thing.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's take a quick break and then we'll come back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Check. Oh, please, don't you rock my boat, 'cause I don't want my boat to be right. Oh, please, don't you rock my boat.
'Cause I don't want my boy to be right. I'm telling you just I like it like this. So keep this just like this. And you should know by now. I like it. I like it like I like it. I like it like I like it. I like it like I like it like this. Yeah. By my soul. Oh yeah. By my soul. Every little action. There's a reaction. Oh, can't you see what you've done for me? Oh yeah, I'm happy inside all of the time. When we bend the new corner, I feel like a sweepstakes winner. When I meet you around the corner, you make me feel like a sweepstakes winner. Watch out. Can't you see? You must believe me. Oh, darling, darling, I'm calling. Can't you see? Why won't you believe me? Oh, darling, darling, I'm calling. When I meet you around the corner, oh, I said, baby, never let me be a loner. 'Cause when you hold me tight, you make me feel alright. Yes, when you hold me tight, you make me feel alright. Can't you see?
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now, other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze, it's Sonia, and Ruthie, and Todd. Explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we're united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve on.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Todd, what's up, man? How you feeling, dude?
Oh, good, thank you. I am wondering though.
What do you wonder?
I was wondering, where did that guy think he was going to go when he broke away from the police and jumped in the car?
To call his mom.
No, I mean, like, really, how did he think he was going to literally get away with, like, two people standing right there?
I don't know what goes through your mind when you are scared out of your mind. Like, you probably thinking, dang, I got a warrant. These dudes got guns on me. Let me get away. Like, right now in Chicago, you're not really thinking. But, like, in Chicago, it's a no chase policy. So if you get in the car and drive, they're not even supposed to follow you. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, but I don't think that whatever he did did not warrant him being dead.
Oh, well, no. The police officer already acknowledged that she got the wrong instrument.
Yeah, no. I'm not going for that. We're going to talk about that when we come back. But it's like, you see how we, like, no mercy. Like, none. No sympathy for the cop. Not in that. Like, nope. Sorry. It's okay. I'm going to move on. We'll come back to that subject a little bit later. After police coming straight from the underground, a young brother got it bad because of Brown. Did y'all see the story in the paper today about Delta 8? Y'all know what Delta 8 is? Ruthie, I bet you know. Todd, do you know what Delta 8 is?
Is that a comic series?
Yeah. That is actually a good comic book name. Ruth, Sonia, we lost your camera. So anyway, I got you. So anyway, Delta. So one of the things that I've learned in this new cannabis industry is that there's a lot more to cannabis than rolling and smoking, right? And there's things called terpenes and cannabinoids and all of these different products that have become known to us as we've legalized cannabis, as cannabis has become a legal entity. And quite frankly, the cannabis industry was so busy trying to legalize weed in the form of THC, the form that we know that is quantifiable, that they actually missed other byproducts of the cannabis plant that have other effects, mind-altering, hallucinogenic, etc., right? You've heard people talk about CBD products, right? That they use for pain and stress and all types of things. They create everything from tinctures to lemonades.
I've heard of that. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I've heard that.
Right. And then there's the THC that we're familiar with, which is the psychoactive ingredient that creates the euphoric high feeling that you know as being high. But apparently the cannabis plant also generates, that is Delta, what is that, Ruthie? Delta 9? Mm-hmm. Cannabis that we know to smoke is called Delta 9. But there are other deltas that come from this plant, and one of those being Delta 8. Delta 8 is a byproduct of the cannabis plant, but is not illegal. And as people but it has some of the same properties as Delta 9, i.e. they are referring to it as weed light, cannabis light. I would actually call it probably the weed that we call huff. Not huff, but like, you know how you ever, back in the day, my cousin used to, sometimes people would come with these buds that would be beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you'll smell them, and they'll smell all good, and they'll be all, and it'll be like, I gotta smoke another one, and we would call that huff. But I think as cannabis industry has developed, it's kind of brought these other opportunities to create derivatives of cannabis for people to sell and consume. So I've been hearing about this Delta 8 quite a bit as I've been researching. And what has happened is white folks who have not been able to get into the cannabis business because they were restricted by the laws that were written have said, okay, we'll take the step down and we'll go to Delta 8, which looks, smells, feels, tastes very much like a cannabis product, and you can get high. People are now putting them in infused drinks. They are now putting them in edibles. They are now selling them in pre-rolls and doing everything. They are actually creating stores that look very much like cannabis dispensaries, and they, instead of selling cannabis, they're selling this Delta 8.
An unregulated business.
And it's an unregulated business. However, everybody is pretty clear that it's no different. There's nothing wrong with it, right? Like I don't. If you're going, it's the same plant. It's the same plant. But now, remember how we told you wealth is legislated? The cannabis industry, because they cannot control it, right?
Right.
It is now saying that they want the business to be ended. They want to have laws created to regulate it. Now, remember what I told you about wealth being legislated? So now what they are doing is they are now. So I went in the paper and I was like, what the hell is this story that I'm looking at? What is this story that I'm looking at, and why is it? And then all of a sudden we find out that now all of a sudden they're testing this Delta 8 and they're finding all types of metals and impure ingredients in it, and that it must be regulated. And who's funding this study? Who? The cannabis industry.
Oh, yeah.
Who is now saying that even though we are making and growing, right now we are we're now at $109 million a month in sales. They are about to blow alcohol out of the water, and this business is building. And remember when we read about the owner of the cannabis end of GTI, who said 2 weeks ago when we read about his story, he said that I'm going to use my relationships and political influence to ensure that you never get an opportunity to do business? Remember that? So now here we are faced with this again, and now the Cannabis Association, led by a Republican, former Republican who left the legislature to become the head of the Cannabis Growers Association, or the cartel spokesperson, is now suggesting that this is a bad thing, that the same plant, the same product, the plants glow like this, and now because this may create a micro opportunity. Micro. They're making $109 million a month in a closed cartel, and now they have the audacity to come and say that if you let these Negroes sell the same plant, the other part that we missed, there's going to be chaos. Now, the cannabis industry locked us out, right? Straight up, locked us out.
Right.
Wrote the laws, wrote all of the legislation. Now, people will tell you about all of them, and then they will tell you about all the medicinal qualities of cannabis that they're selling, recreational and medically. Same plant, now that somebody has found a way. And look, they're saying that these stores look like dispensaries, that you can sell flowers, you can sell, and for a veteran smoker, it's probably not your thing, right? For a hardcore smoker, it's not your thing. But for a person who is making their entry into the marketplace, it's a great opportunity. It's a great bridge. It is a product that we right now can get our hands on. It looks the same, smells the same, feels the same, right? They are saying people are opening up these stores that look just like a dispensary. But the dispensaries are saying, no, we can't allow that to happen. And here's what they're going to do. Here's what their attempt is going to go. Remember when we did that whole spreadsheet about so now State Representative Bob Morgan, who represented the cannabis, who helped write the laws while he was in the state, then went to go work for a cannabis firm that represents cannabis industries all around the country. He just doesn't do business in Illinois, is now sponsoring legislation to ban Delta 8. Now, I don't have Delta 8. I don't know anybody who does, but I'm going to go look at it. But it goes back to the whole Black Wealth Initiative thing I was telling you about. Remember when I was telling you about the sweepstakes machines and the VGTs and the gambling, the exact same kind of thing, and the white boys say, well, that machine does exactly what ours does, but that's bad because the black people, that's the only access point that black people have.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have another opportunity where there's an access point, and they want to use our legislature to regulate us out of the business. Again. Now, somewhere in my mind, somebody would tell me that it can't possibly be smart for a legislator who's already been exposed by the paper, I'm not making this up, for working for the cannabis industry, for writing the laws that already excluded us, is now proposing legislation as a legislator while he works for a cannabis law firm. Like, I don't understand how people get to do that. And it's like, I'm not trying to disrespect, I'm not even trying to be at war with the legislature, but like, how does any black legislator, we just did all these pillars, we got nothing on the cannabis side at all, we got nothing in gaming, and we gonna let white people come tell us why it's bad for us again. We did this through the medical race. We let the white people tell us that cannabis and all these things were bad, and they wrote up their list, and then they came down and they lobbied us straight out of the business. Y'all seen any black cannabis joints yet?
I'm waiting.
Anywhere. Under what circumstance does this Pam Altoff have to come and, like, what do they get to come up and say at the hearing? We believe that this is a bad product because it'll take away from our $109 million a month? Like, what do they say? Mm-hmm. No, what they're going to do is they're going to find you a medical expert. They're going to go find you. Now, all of a sudden, they want to find testers, right? And now they said, so we want to test all of it. Well, basically, what they want to do is test it and then grow it in their own facility and then re-regulate it so they can do what? Get rich.
Right.
Well, okay, so just from looking at it, so basically what the guys that they're trying to regulate this under is that it's not as tightly controlled as like pot shops.
Right, but you see how Todd first went to, man, so you have an unregulated business, right? That's what they're going to use. Go ahead, Ruthie.
But so they're making the argument that scientifically speaking, if you just eat enough Delta 8, then it's like cannabis. And so that's like the loophole, which I think is quite genius. So props to this business for opening to exploit that loophole. But cannabis has a whole lot of chemicals in it. And so if they ban Delta 8, they're going to have to do 10. Like, so it's just going to be a roller coaster. But I think the play that them legislators is going to really use is the whole impurities in remember how like they found all the stuff in the vapes, all the impurities in the vapes. So they're going to try to find the impurities in certain products, and then it's going to set off the chain.
And exactly. And what they're going to do is they're going to use their publicity and media machine to exploit the fact that somebody is going to have these homemade vapes, and then they're going to say, oh, it's remember when there was think about the whole tizzy about the unregulated vapes before. Right? Where they went crazy. The youth are taking these in, and we found these vape factories around, and then it became a national craze. And then all of a sudden, and then we didn't hear nothing about it.
People was getting sick, though.
Made me stop.
Okay.
I mean,
people was getting sick, though.
So here's me. I think when you go to the black market. Let me back up. I'm not even going to go there. Here's what I am going to say. I think that this is another play, and Ruthie has nailed it down. So I am saying, before we get into this, they're about to do it again. Like, all I'm saying is, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Now, when it's going to kick in the high gear, when black people start to figure out how to do it. Right? As soon as black people start to figure out how do I get Delta 8 and how do I do this as my, right? Because remember, this cannabis industry is blowing up. Like, there are new customers coming right now. There are people who were like grannies and grandmas and all. There is a whole range of customers that haven't even, the $109 million is the people that was smoking already. No, seriously. So that just tells you how much money was moving through the streets.
Right.
That are no longer. So now, here again is my opportunity to participate in an industry, right? Secondary, tertiary market. We never get the A+ opportunity. But now what they want to do is deny you the B, C, and D. Like, it's like, we can't get an AT&T, so we get a prepaid phone company. And now we get the prepaid phone company. Now they want to say prepaid phones are illegal.
Well, because they're competition.
But they're legislating their competition. Right? They're legislating their competition away, and they're doing it with the aid and assist of our legislature, or they're hoping to do it. Now, and here's what let me just tell y'all now, to all the cannabis activists out there, don't be jumping in that trying to stop nobody else talking about it's gonna block your opportunity when the same chumps is the ones that this is how we gonna, and let me tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna position this, that's why we gonna call it out right now. They're gonna position the Delta 8 as an obstruction to the black folks who ain't in the industry already. Right? So they're going to say, if you allow these stores to open up in the black communities, in the black neighborhoods, then it's going to cannibalize the opportunity of the black people that we cut out first. Right? And then what they're going to do is have the black folks coming at us saying, hey, we can't have this Delta 8 because you still protecting an aspirational opportunity with the people who screwed you. Now, let me show you the next step too. The Arab corner stores are going to be selling this stuff. You're going to go into every damn gas station and they're going to have it packaged and bundled and ready to go hanging in the window, and you ain't going to get nan.
You mean the Delta 8?
Yes.
Definitely. They already on the
they got the
little
leaves.
hemp trains. They own it.
They turning all of their gas stations, they taking the restaurants out, turn them into head shops.
Where else you supposed to get your meat and cheese and Flaming Hots?
And that's your munchies. And while you over there, go get you a Canagar and go get you a blah, 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 and go get you all the stuff. And we got it all in a one-stop shop. Hey, homie, and I got the weed for you. They're doing it in our face right now. And the only people ain't at the table? Who? And guess who will be buying? Guess who will be at the corner store buying? Because remember when they were selling that incense that people was going crazy? They don't care what they sell. They don't
spice stuff people was dying from.
People dying. They selling people rat poison in a pack.
Never mind. That's why outsourcing is so bad. Good old American-made drugs was probably better.
But do y'all see how this works, right? Like, they're literally about to, like, when you saw the story in the paper today.
Okay, hold on, Maze.
Yes.
If I was in the cannabis industry, I would see Delta 8 as a threat.
It should be. But
I would see it as a threat.
But I feel like they need a threat.
But you like, we ain't in the cannabis industry.
We ain't in nothing, so let us be the threat.
So I get it. But so I get it.
Okay.
I think it's, I don't know. I love good like innovation, and I love a good loophole. And this is probably one of the best loopholes I've seen in a while.
And we need to step our asses through the loophole. We never walk through the loophole. Do y'all want donuts?
We got
do y'all want donuts?
Weed or regular?
They probably regular. Yes. Okay. So yes.
I'm a donut guy.
Okay. And we got donuts and coffee coming. Plus, y'all, we gonna try some tomato pie. as well. It's gonna be so good. Also, coming up in just a few minutes, literally, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come right back, and we are gonna talk to the new state representative of the 32nd District, Cyril Nichols. He's on his first day. What is it? Mr. Nichols goes to Springfield, so it is his first day over in the big house. We're gonna find out what it's like to be appointed and what's been going on and what we can expect from this new representative. Hey, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be right back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Everybody's talking about the all-new Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish. Place your order today for a delicious meal. The chicken and fish are fried to perfection, featuring a wide variety of catfish, perch, tilapia, whiting, and shrimp. Now it's your turn to see what everybody's talking about. It's the all-new Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish, Chicago's newest spot for delicious meals. Stop by at 2537 South Wabash in the South Loop, or get contactless delivery from DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Postmates. For more info, call 773-807-9010. 773-807-9010. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish is open just in time for lunch, or take it to the house for a delicious dinner. It's Chicago's new spot for perfectly fried chicken and fish. Don't wait any longer. Try it today. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish, 2537 South Wabash in the South Loop. Sam Silk's Chicken and Fish.
WIFTVPN.
I think that the black community is starting to realize the mayor may not necessarily be an ally just because she is black.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio.
Our representatives don't necessarily get a pass just because they're black. We've got a challenge in the black part of Chicago of holding black politicians accountable.
You're listening to The Maze Jackson Show.
This is Chicago, so I understand the Chicago way. I ask every day what's in it for the black people.
With Maze Jackson.
Come on, y'all.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, Miss Ruthie Moore, as well as Sonia Escobar, musical conductor of the Soul Plane. I feel like I ain't said that in so long. Y'all, but I'm here to tell you that on the live line right here with us is the newly appointed state representative of the 32nd District. His name is his name is Cyril Nichols. He literally got sworn in last week. Today is his first day on the way to session. And so I just thought I wanted to get an opportunity to talk to him before he headed in and find out a little bit about the experience and what we can expect from this gentleman. Cyril, welcome to the Maze Jackson Show. How are you today, Representative?
Hey, what's going on, Maze? How you doing?
I'm great. So first of all, welcome to the Maze Jackson Show. I hope the first of many appearances. But tell us a little bit about yourself. You are the newly elected state representative of the 32nd District. What do we need to know? And where the hell is the 32nd District, by the way?
Okay, first of all, it's appointed, not elected.
Correct.
So, because I think the people should choose their representatives. But at this point, since Representative Todd Petty stepped down, there was an opportunity per the rules to go and put your resume in and stand in front of a panel of committeemen and say why you should finish out his term. So I just want everybody to know that I am a staunch proponent of the people electing their representatives from top to bottom.
Got it.
32nd.
So you were appointed, do you plan to run for that position then?
Well, right now I'm going to focus on representing the 32nd District. That's what I'm going to do right now. 100,000+ people, from Cottage Grove to Lyons. I live in the Ashburn community. I've been there for over 20 years, and that's my job today. So that's what we're going to do. I'm down here, been down there now for a little more than a day and a half, and it's very interesting to say the least. Hey, Maze, we always, you come down here, right? You say, okay, let's see what's going on. So you get back, I'm an old cat, So I could look in the room, looking under the lampshades, and I'm like, yeah, okay, where they at? Yeah, so can't let your hair down. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm representing a lot of people, and as you know, everybody wants to start, get to know you, so to say, for whatever reason.
Well, Surreal.
Hey, Todd. Hey, Ruthie.
Hey, how are you? Good morning.
I mean, don't be silent now. I look at y'all all the time, and I listen to y'all comments. I just want to say that all the candidates that was there, it was one of the more enjoyable experiences that I had in my lifetime, to actually be able to go up in front of people and actually speak. That's one of the things I think I do very well. Of course, I think that's one of the reasons I'm down there, because I'm figuring that the panel of people, although they did bring their own so to say candidate, when you look at my resume, as a resume of service, right? And I always said to people, being a state representative, it wasn't a whole lot of rules to it. But my resume spoke very loudly in that room. So I wasn't, and as you know, Maze, I'm 55 years old. And this is something I didn't start yesterday. I worked with the Severe and Profound. I worked with wards of the state. I worked with, I was born and raised in Cabrini Green. I worked in the
Now,
the
hold
Chicago
on, man.
Housing
Hold on.
Chicago Youth Center.
Hold on. Because, every time I talk to a politician, man, everybody from Cabrini Green. How do we know you really from Cabrini Green? Everybody say they from Cabrini Green.
Because I was born there in 1965, and I went to college in 1984. So, in the end of the day, I get it, though. It's a whole lot of people be claiming that title.
I feel like everybody from Eddie Johnson to Kim Fox to Jesus Christ is from Cabrini Green when they do their commercial. And so, are you sure you legitimately a Cabrini Green guy?
Matter of fact, check this one out. I started 714 West Division, 8th floor, apartment 802. That building ain't no longer there. Then we moved on up to the row houses, 820 North Cleveland. So check the record.
Representative.
I know people be claiming it. Boy. They're claiming, but they wasn't over there trying to fix it. But that's a whole nother problem.
Well, Representative, let me ask you this though, because you did you were from Cabrini Green, but you are from the Ashburn community. Talk to me about some of the needs and some of the service, some of what you've done in the Ashburn community, and what you hope to do to be able to bring back to the 32nd district, which I still don't know. You said Cottage Grove to Lions. Where the hell is Lions?
Man, you know what? I was in my car driving around and I got lost. So listen. So one of the things that when I moved to Ashburn, when I married my wife, and one of the things we did, we started a community center right at the St. Denis Catholic Church. We took the school because the school was not being utilized at that time. And our community center served over, I think, 150 kids at the time with no grants, no anything. We had no funding. We just told everybody they're going to have to help pay their way. But because I have a background in this, I understood how to give free lunches, and I had a plethora of people such as yourself to call and say, you got to come and volunteer, right? So it was the community center jumped off so well. We was on Jane Bowl at the time, Chicago's very own WGN. They came out and did a special on us. We had so much attention that we actually had, I think it was the Midway Carnival, came and they said, hey, listen, we want to do we have a week where we can utilize space if you will let us, and we'll do a carnival and we'll help support your community center. So, I've been working in this community, be it free basketball camps on Saturday, be it we do a free Olympics for any kid in or outside of the community. Everybody in Ashburn, I was on the Greater Ashburn Planning Association. I was on a local school council. So, my parents always said, wherever you live, be an asset to your community, right? Always be an asset to your community, no matter where you live. See, my mama wasn't no community activist. She was a community servant. It's a difference. A lot of these activists, they just activating or acting up, right? It's to serve your community. That's when you get out there. That's, my mom was passing out free lunches. And when I was a kid, go right down there on 832. There was on the row houses. That's where you got your free lunch and free breakfast at that time. CEDAR program, they used to give out summer jobs. My mama took me everywhere, and that's why I'm sitting in this chair. And I had a father, by the way. I want to make that real clear. I had a father. He worked at Tenneco Chemicals, and then later he worked at Chicago Housing Authority. Both of them resting well with the Lord. So, this is just an extension of what I've been doing and still do to this day, because I still work at City College of Chicago. I'm over an entire athletic program at every single college at City College of Chicago, which is the largest educational institution in the state of Illinois. I think third largest in the country for community colleges. But so again, Todd,
but I got a question.
Hold on. I got something to say to Todd and Ruthie right quick. I know y'all didn't expect this, right? Yeah, now you got me. I've been waiting on to get on the What's in it for the Black people. So y'all think my man's in there? You ain't seen nothing yet, but Todd and Ruthie. I just want to make sure that y'all understand, because I know everybody had a horse in the race. I got to do your research. I know everybody had a horse in the race, and that's okay. But when you hear me speak now, when you look at my resume, you know what? There's no doubt that I was supposed to be the guy, because I am the guy, and I'm going to represent the 32nd district for as long as I can. And I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or 20 months from now, but today, I represent the 32nd district.
Hey, man, and I'm glad to see a man of your age, 55 years, because these youngins, they don't understand nothing when I'm talking to them. I'm certain you'd understand.
Let me ask you this real quick, and I know you got to go, because actually today is your first day on the floor, which I just want to, I want to tell you, first of all, congratulations, because I know it's got to be exciting.
Appreciate that.
Walking through the halls of the State House of the Capitol at some point as you're walking through, it is an awesome feeling. I can't
wait
imagine.
a minute. Say hello to Marcus Evans, because he's my neighbor.
Say what's up to Marcus Evans. I'm going to tell you, walking into that building, looking up at the dome, and I want you to take it all in today, because it is an awesome experience. Even as you're moving fast, the lobbyists are going to be coming at you fast. Everybody's going to be trying to figure it out. But take it all in. But even as you're doing that, my biggest fear of black elected officials is that once they get down there, that they get absorbed and they forget about the black people. And so the one question I got to ask you before you go, I know you knew it was coming, is Cyril Nichols, what is in it for the black people with you as the representative of the 32nd district? And I recognize you got a broad district with a diverse audience, but I want to know about what's in it for the black people. Hey, man, and that Abraham Lincoln, man, he ain't free no slaves. He said we could have stayed. What's up with that?
I did that on purpose. That's the room they gave me, right? I was like, this is going to really trip them out. So I'm going to sit right here. I'm still in my hotel room. No, first of all, I want everybody on this show and any other show to know that, I live as an African-American, a black man. We have so many names, colored, Negro, you name it. We get a title every, I think 10 years. But I have a family. I have a son. I have a daughter. I live as who I am, and I'm not going to run from that. And I understand exactly what you're saying, right? And I understand what I'm in, what I've taken on, and I know people from one way or the other. People gonna come after all of us. You, Ruthie, Todd. Y'all doing a show that, frankly, I'm like very impressed with. So it's like I get it, and I'm gonna represent my entire district. The one thing that when I was actually running to be appointed, not elected, appointed, is that everybody kind of forgot in my mind as they were presenting, what is this all about? This is about serving the people. This is not about serving your own individual needs. This is about serving the people. So I got 20 months to serve the people. And in that time, I do what I've always done and what I continue to do to this day. And this ain't no break. This ain't nothing I picked up last month or I started blogging on, or I started a career 2 years ago, or in council culture is council culture. Like this ain't nothing I got on Facebook to actually want to do, right? I'm going to serve the people like I've been serving the people. Check my record. I'm not worried about whether it's the hood or whether it's anything else. I do this. I'm in the Wild Hunters at Olive Harvey. My office is in Inglewood at Kennedy King. I walk there. I'm in there every day before the pandemic, right? Like, so this is something of who I am. This ain't nothing I'm making up to be impressive to the What's in it for the Black People show, or anybody else show. This is what I do. I'm just a regular guy. I'm 55, been on this planet. So I'm pretty sure people be like, well, let's see what we can find or what we know. That's par for the course. It is what it is. And I'm gonna represent these people. I'm gonna represent them today. And I'm representing tomorrow, and I'm representing for the next 20 months. All of them. And they're gonna have to understand I'm representing them as who I am. So a few of the officials gonna have to figure out, okay, he coming over here with services. Yep, sure, that's what I do. That's what I do. And I hope you're ready to step your game up in these communities to be ready for the services. Because that's why I'm down here. I'm certain I got something already on the table. We got to figure this out. We got to get this done, and then we move to the next one. So I'm gonna do a big old stick board, right? I'm gonna do a huge stick board, and I'm gonna stick the pen in everywhere I go, right? And I'm gonna visit all the communities, of course, and I'm gonna come on here, got my commitment. Hey man, guess what we just did, right? So in my mind, this is what's lacking, because everybody else, when they come down, it's real easy to get absorbed. It really is. You got people pulling at you that don't even know. Hey, I talked to your representative. You didn't know me before I was Representative Nichols, right? Come on over to my neighborhood and lobby some stuff. But that's a whole nother show.
So that's look.
I get it. Everybody watching right now. Y'all hear what Representative Nichols said, and he was on a Mays Jackson show with Todd and Ruthie. Yeah, I know it. I get it. But I'm here right now, so we'll have to deal with it.
So look, this is what I want to do. I want you to keep us up to date. We want to make sure that you get up with. There's a lot of history happening right now in Springfield, and it's awesome that you're going to be a part of it. We look forward to you getting in and learning, and then coming back and telling us what's happening. And I appreciate you taking time out of your first. This is literally, y'all. He's never even been on the floor yet as related as elected official. So
I was on the floor last night. I did go on.
Did you push the button? Did you push the button?
I did push. I was. Well,
you voted? What you vote for, man?
I didn't vote yet.
All right.
I didn't vote yet. But
look,
it's coming, right?
Take a picture and let us see it. But look, man, we look forward to you being connected down in Springfield, and we look forward to you being successful. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Make sure you get with the What's in It for the Black People State Representative Cam Buckner, who is also the chairman of the House, the chairman of the Black Caucus in the House. Give our respect to Speaker Chris Welch. Also, make sure you talk to Leader Jahan. Speaker Pro Tem Jahan Gordon Booth. And we got big expectations for you, so we appreciate you, brother, and thank you for your time. Hey, man, what's that blue? Let me stop. I ain't gonna even say nothing. I'm gonna let that go. We'll talk about that later. Hey, y'all, this is the Mays Jackson Show. It is State Representative Cyril Nichols of the 32nd District. Andre Tapetti stepped down last week. Representative Nichols was appointed for the next 20 months to fill the seat, and we'll see if he's going to run again. But in the meantime, we got to keep on asking what's in it for the black people. We appreciate you, and we'll be back.
The Mays Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at The Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at The Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
Let me ask a question. Do either that son or your grandson smell like transmission fluid? We trying to find Ruthie a husband. You funny ladies.
Trying to find Ruthie a husband?
We trying to find Ruthie a husband.
You heard that good,
Let me ask you, Rogers, what does Ruthie need to do to find her husband?
I listen to her little voice. I like that little passing voice she got.
Hey, she say...
I know you kind of small, ain't you?
She said you got a pension?
Huh?
She said you got a pension?
Look here, I'm coming down to the... Where you on station located at? Where y'all located?
We down here in Bronzeville. Look, this is what we gonna do. We gonna get you, we gonna do a love connection Off the line, Rogers, I want to tell you, man, thank you so much for calling.
You all downtown somewhere?
Yeah, we downtown. I'm gonna put
y'all talking about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the address. I'm gonna come into your station one morning.
We gonna have you come down. We gonna have you and Ruthie, and we gonna have you sit
I'm
right
an early bird anyway.
Ruthie, you can be the grandmama, the great grandmama of over 110 children.
I love big families.
You know what I'm saying? 110.
WIIFTVPN.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten love. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love, I'm too blind to see. And that you got my love, now you wanna put me down. And that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What about it, baby? What about the days and the nights we spent? What about the love we made so sweet? Are you sure you wanna live? Think it over, baby. 'Cause girl, I believe, I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What kind of way is that to treat your man? When I gave all that I never had, you got me going through changes of life with you. Are you sure you wanna live? Think it over, babe. 'Cause girl, I believe, I think you just might wanna change your mind. Know that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Yeah. Now that you got my
WIIFTVPN.
you don't even come around. You don't come around. Now that you got all my loving, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my. I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, Lord have mercy. Just wait and see, baby, won't you change your mind? I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on, shake, yeah. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Baby, won't you change your mind? Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no, I've been hoping, baby. I've been praying, baby. Yes, I have. Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no. I've been hoping, baby. Yeah. I've been praying down on my knees, praying that you change your mind. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll do better if you change your mind.
WIFTVPM.
Yeah, man. Ideas, it's ideas, man.
You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, Miss Ruthie Morris, Sonia Escobar, and we are all around here going. Well, I probably shouldn't do that. Stop.
Definitely not.
I'm gonna tell y'all though. We just had a delivery. Tomato pie. Tomato pie. Who eats tomato pie? Me. I eat tomato pie because it was really good.
First time I've heard of that too.
It was the first time I heard of it like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, you know how you be at a meeting and it's like, first of all, you don't eat everybody cooking.
I just talked
I was
about
looking
that.
around, if I had to go to a meeting, I'd be looking around. I wouldn't even tell nobody. I wouldn't even. And because I know that is the pie that one of the elite eats, I was like, I know she ain't eating at nobody that ain't right. So I was like, and then you eat the man and the pie just melted.
You know what's funny about you saying that?
What?
Before you came in here, I said the same thing to Todd. I said, because Maze ain't gonna be hyping up nothing that ain't like.
Oh no,
I know he like a bougie eater.
Oh yeah, I know. Now if you got cats, I'm not eating nothing at your house. Like, oh no, you got
organic.
a cat. Like I'm telling you.
It's a free range.
So we
You
just
don't know
had.
nothing about cats.
Yes, we do. They leave hair everywhere, and they be on your counter when you ain't there.
Well, that's true.
Right, exactly. So you got cat hair in your sugar.
But they're the cleanest things in the world. My cat cleans himself every night before he goes to bed.
Right, and on your on your counter.
Don't they scratch in their litter, which contains fecal matter?
Yes.
Hey man, everybody's got a poop.
They don't play in it, and they don't walk on my bed with it either.
Yeah, let me just cover up my poop outside.
After they done killed 20 birds and a mouse. You ever seen them cat videos, the cat stalker videos? They so ruthless.
They be good. Watch them in slow-mo. It's the best.
Yeah, they're hunters. They don't fool around.
Okay. Meanwhile. All right, so you got cat hair in your sugar. I got to be careful. All right. So, man, we just had a tomato pie dropped off by one of our, I would say sponsor / one of my clients / sponsor / Then she brought donuts and coffee. So you guys want coffee? There's going to be hot coffee all day. There will not be tomato pie all day. There won't be. I'm just telling you now. Y'all better get y'all a slice because I'm going to be like.
And she brought it warm.
Oh, because she baked it. She baked it this morning. She was up this morning talking about some, I'll make it and prepare it and bring. It's like, the people who cook, when they got something and they know people going to appreciate it, they be like, I'm about to put the extra on it.
She brought a knife to cut it with.
She brought a plate.
She took her knife back, though. That's how I know she bougie, because she got good knives.
Right, you got good knives.
This go to my chef aid set.
Right. Oh,
hey.
Chef aid's not really.
I know. I'm Cutco, maybe.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know what Cutco.
But you know what? Just for the people wondering, because at first I was a little like tomato pie. I don't know about this. But it actually was like a very fresh pizza, minus the meat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could put some
It was like a deconstructed pizza.
Oh, I could put some pepperoni in there. That would have worked for me.
I got to go with the chicken breast.
No, not chicken
Sliced
breast.
chicken breast.
Negroes want to put
I'm
some
Italian
chicken
sausage.
breast on there.
I don't eat pork.
Negroes want to put the Italian sausage would be good.
Y'all need to stop eating that oink oink.
Forget y'all.
Ruthie,
that old world stuff. Man, I've grown up.
Old world? What you talking about?
It comes from the Bible, and that's because
you Catholics, y'all just follow the parts that
right
that
they
y'all
accept
won't.
Right, like
leave everything
skip,
else out.
Right, get the little boys move that.
That's the Old Testament.
But y'all don't follow that no more.
That's Roman. You know how they was with the.
Don't y'all still got the veil? Ain't y'all Catholic? So you got it. Never mind. I studied a little Catholicism.
I don't want to talk about Catholics. I'm not always happy with the Catholic Church.
Yes.
Why don't you come on over to the blacks?
Yeah, he
What are you
does. He goes
talking
to the
about?
black
This is
Catholic.
the
blackest Catholic church except Father Flager. Well,
no, this is the blackest. This is the blackest Catholic city.
Is it?
Yeah,
not New Orleans.
Well, we're New Orleans is only 500,000 people.
It's not 500,000 Catholics.
It's probably not even 500,000 people anymore.
No.
Oh no, the new ones came and they ain't black. So.
Oh, can I switch to Catholicism? Like, what I got to do?
You can convert to anything you want to be.
Okay. I mean, what I got? Who I need to call?
Who you got?
Hey, y'all got
some
a hotline?
little guy.
Your parish is probably, man, the way things are nowadays, probably St. Albie's, I guess.
So I got to go there and say, hey, I want to be down.
Yeah,
I want to be there.
Basically, and you take classes to learn about the faith.
Oh, no. I got to pay?
What church
you got to pay? Y'all charge a tuition?
Tithe.
No.
You got to tithe.
It's like any other church.
You got to take a class to go to church. Any church.
Like a new member class.
Yeah.
But it's just one, right?
No, it's multiple. You got to go through like a couple months of like.
Oh no!
There's 7 sacraments. You got to learn everything.
No, Ruthie,
what?
See, you be going by them pay to play church.
pay to play.
They be like, you a member today. You got your
just
check.
give me my certificate.
Right.
Sprinkle the water and give me my certificate.
Sprinkle me.
And it's not that kind of tithe thing that they do in other churches. It's you give, but the priest may call you. If you knew you had a lot of money, he may call you and say, come on, man. You know we need to keep this thing going, but they don't put like the strong arm on you.
They be like,
yeah. I think I'm thinking about going to school for theology.
Oh yeah,
that's why. So you can understand how to put your veil on when you go to Islam. So go be like a girl, because you're gonna be a spy. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come right back. It is the Maze Jackson Show.
Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
you'll never regret. And you, with your pretty brown eyes, I knew, baby, you would change my life. And you opened up my eyes to see I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Let's throw back to the day that we first met. Let's throw back, I never will forget. Let's throw back to when we fell in love. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Is it just me? Don't you miss those nights sexing on the beach, playing Isley Brothers in between the sheets? And now we're taking flights from London to Belize, and we're popping bottles, endless shopping sprees. Still sexy as can be. I knew you're still the only one for me. Yeah. I'm feeling lucky as can be. I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Yeah. To the day that we first met. Let's throw back. I really wanna know. Let's throw back. Let's go back. Let's throw back. Let's go. I wanna throw back. Oh, come on now. We were making love to the first time we let's reminisce of the whip. We were making love. Come on now. Let's throw back. Oh, all I wanna do is throw it back. That's all I wanna do. Come on now. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Let's throw back, everybody. Let's throw back. If you love somebody, let's throw back. Talk about the love. Let's throw back. Let's throw. I wanna throw back. Reminisce on how it used to be. Oh yeah.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets where hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. Enough to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host. I'm a whoop that white boy. Todd Stroger. That was my Harlem Nights impression. Champ! What you gonna do tomorrow? I'm gonna...
Yeah, I forgot about that one. That was
okay,
funny.
Champ. All right, Ruthie Moore, laid back, kick it, and enjoy the ride. Ruthie laying back. Ruthie,
I'm sleepy.
Ruthie, you started out. You was like, "I'm good." Now you sleep.
No, it was the pie.
Get some. It was the pie.
It was the pie.
That pie be like, as you swallow it, it be like, yeah.
It's like a home cooked meal.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
It was warm.
Close your big brown eyes. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. And I hope you don't wake up. Remember that?
Oh, I thought you were a lyricist for a minute there.
Oh.
I hope you don't wake up.
Yeah,
it was on
where'd
Time
that part
and Jerry.
come?
That was on Time and Jerry. Be like, go to sleep.
Oh, remember,
go to sleep.
I'm not the big Tom and Jerry person.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. And I hope you don't wake up. You don't remember that?
No, except for Is You Is.
Or Is You Ain't My Baby. Baby, I be my lady too. I don't know what he said. Baby, is you is or is you ain't my baby. I just remember that. And it was the black cat with the white lips. And so it was kind of like he was like, and he was playing it on Jerry's whiskers.
Oh.
He was, is you is or is you ain't my baby. Y'all
I think Tomcat was wearing a zoot suit at some point.
Oh yeah, he was. Yep,
Yeah.
he had on the striped zoot suit, and he had on the because they put the coat hanger in his thing.
It's a new Tom and Jerry on HBO.
I love.
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
I saw it. I watched it twice.
You ain't say nothing about that. You want to talk about the brutes?
I did.
I'm not watching.
I was gone.
You were gone.
What you say about it?
It was great, and I watched it twice. And I told everybody who was a Tom and Jerry fan that
this one was less racist.
Yeah, thank you, Ruthie.
Barack Obama referenced us to the racism, and when he told y'all to get off y'all slippers and get off the couch, Thomas,
pull our stockings up. Did he say that?
Yep, right. Kick off your shoes, pull up your right. And remember, she used to have that hole in her stocking too, with a patch on it. Thomas, you house cat.
Now you know why I didn't watch it.
That's not why. I mean, Tom and Jerry. First of all, I didn't even know that was racist until. But I'm gonna tell you, they fixed it.
I've been woke a long time.
I know that's right, Todd. You better tell him. WOKE.
He was smiling, Bolingbrook.
In the streets of Bolingbrook.
The streets of Bolingbrook.
The streets
Yes.
of Bolingbrook. Ever said that King Sosa set us back 20 years? Nah, man.
Who's King Sosa?
From the streets of Bolingbrook. See, Todd, you gotta watch the video, man.
Oh,
don't make me get the Bolingbrook.
Oh, you mentioned you referenced them yesterday, didn't you?
Don't make me go get the Bolingbrook Drillers to come get you, cause you seen the Bolingbrook Drillers video.
I haven't seen that either.
Bolingbrook Driller. I'm telling you, King Sosa whoop y'all up. You don't have me call King Sosa. I'm gonna have him King Sosa on the show.
He run out of gas before he get in.
I'll have you know that it is only
Todd, you is funny today.
Don't gas him up. Todd, you're not that funny. You're really not. All right. She meant to use her taser. See? She meant to use her taser. Dante Wright was the young man who was killed by Kim Porter, Officer Kim Porter, 26-year veteran of the Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. She meant to use her taser. Now, I gotta ask, first of all, watching the police chief deliver that, there was not like any compassion in his voice. I just felt like he was cold, calculated when he said it, and I just think that I thought it was a lie. Now, I'm not gonna say that I've ever been in the midst of a gun battle where I had a taser as an option too. But I'm going to say that a 9mm pistol is about 34 to 40 ounces. A taser is 8. Right? She said, I'm going to tase you, I'm going to tase you, I'm going to tase you. There's got to be a different feeling between metal and plastic. I also, as I was watching, I think it was Chicago Tonight, they said that the reason that they make you put your taser on your other side of your body so that your so that you don't make that mistake, right? So that you train and you have to make a definitive effort to go after your taser over your gun, right? So they say your gun is put in the opposite side of your body to make it awkward reach, right? And I don't want to say awkward, but to make, because your muscle memory, when you learn how to shoot, you boom, 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 boom. So that's your instinct. I gotta ask you, first of all, because you know what I thought the saying taser was? I feared for my life. Right? I felt like it was the pre to killing. And then she's like, oh my God, I shot him. Like, it wasn't like she was like, I shot him. It was like, yeah, I shot another one. In listening to it. Now, I want to back up and I want to give you a description of Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Brooklyn Center, Minnesota in 2000 was 70% white. Currently is a majority of black, brown, and black, Latinos, and Asians. So in a 20-year time, the population has shifted. You know what that sounds like? The Southland.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And remember what I tell you about those areas, that because there's a black mayor, but the town is run by the village manager, who is a white man. Right? Remember how I told y'all about the police and the fire and how those towns work, where oftentimes when we come into those towns, we occupy the spaces, but they still hold the infrastructure.
Right.
They still hold the pension. They still hold the school board. They still hold the police department, etc. So now what you got in a 20-year period, this woman went from patrolling her neighborhood where she did not need to use a gun because it was white people, to the transference of it being a black neighborhood where she needs guns to patrol. And she kills somebody. I gotta ask you, first of all, I want to go back to my original question. Do you need guns to patrol black areas? Now, they pulled this dude over for a traffic stop because they said his registration was, it was a hanging air freshener. His registration had was expired. They ran his plate and they found that he had a warrant for failure to appear for unlawful use of a weapon. Now, are they justified now in approaching him with guns drawn now that they know that he is on the run, not on the run, but missed a court date for weapons? Does that then put them in the right mind frame of why they need to be weapons drawn as they approach him? I mean, he did try to get away, right? He jumped back in his car. You brought that up today. He jumped back in his car. Was that enough? And in that situation, is there any circumstance in which, in that situation, he did not have to die, and did his blackness kill him?
I think anytime you break away, everybody's senses are heightened. Now everybody is at top adrenaline, and they don't know. At that point, you don't know what's going to happen.
And cars are considered to be weapons.
Okay, so shoot first.
Definitely
no, you
not.
said that.
Yeah, right.
Man, he always trying to put words in our mouth, Ruthie.
Don't be trying to team up with Ruthie. Ruthie is on my side. Stop it.
I'm on both of y'all
No,
side.
you're not.
You wouldn't.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, you're not.
All right, I'm on your side, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
What happened, Team Ruthie?
So my point being, though, was there any... So did he bring this upon himself?
In some ways, once you give someone the opportunity to have fear, then, you're not sure what's going to happen. Now, you're never sure what's going to happen, but now you've kind of opened the door to all kind of things that can happen.
To black people, not to white people. Because...
To black people. I can't speak for white people. I ain't never been white. So
okay, I'm just saying, does a white person live through that scenario? 9 times out of 10? I mean, I'm just saying, we just saw mass murderers live and go to jail, go to Burger King first.
No, I mean, in my opinion, I think that, white people get definitely a different feel when they're out in the streets. I mean, police feel differently about them, and they kind of feel differently about what might happen if they get pulled over.
So they do need guns to patrol black people specifically.
I didn't say that. You said that. I just said what I said.
Okay. So I'm asking you, do they need guns to patrol? Like, did they need guns in this scenario?
Because of the what was it you said? He had a warrant for something about a weapon?
For unlawful use of a weapon.
Yeah, that also will heighten everybody's senses, I would think.
Justifiable murder?
Is it justifiable?
Police wise? No, I'm saying, like, go to court. She could walk on that one. Like, what's the penalty for that? Should there be peace?
I don't know. It could be what do they call that? It's not negligence, but it might be manslaughter. Well, we used to call it manslaughter.
But she not fear for her life. She thought she pulled the wrong thing. So what's the consequence? Like, again, now my question is, should there be peace? Mom called for peace.
So, what did they call it? Dang, I forgot. But I'm
trying to distract you.
Yeah. It might be like murder to.
No, it's not.
Intent to harm, but not to kill.
The police chief just came up there and defended it and said it was an accident.
Accidental.
It
doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter what I say, to be honest with you. It just matters.
We all know that part.
The only thing that matters is what the DA says. So,
Ruthie.
So just in seeing the one angle of the video and listening to the story, it seems like both parties had a heightened sense of whatever going on. Now, the positioning of the two officers in proximity to how close they were to him and the car, I can see him breaking away, like literally breaking away and getting into the car. And so the officers can say, we fear for our lives. Cars are dangerous weapons. Maybe he had a weapon in the car he was trying to get to, blah, 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 blah. But I think if they had if they did have a policy where it's just like, okay, they had already identified him. So my thing is, catch him later.
Let him go.
Catch him later. Y'all already, literally, y'all got body cams on, so we can clearly see what this person looks like. Y'all already know his name, probably got his birthday, his social. So find them later. Do it later. But part of it is once the police get you, like they trying to take you into custody,
right?
They will do whatever they can
to
take
back.
you, and if you resist, they gonna make you pay.
George, you will die.
They will make you pay.
I will say that once he jumped in the car, and from that point, it's like what Ruthie said, what's in the car? So now everybody's like, uh-oh.
Yep. But let him go.
Well, they can't let him go because they don't know if he's going for his glove compartment.
That's what I'm saying. After they had,
or if he's trying to drive away.
Let me ask the question.
But just let him go.
If there were no guns,
then they would have just had to let him go.
Or they could have choked him to death and killed him like they did George Floyd.
Well,
anything can happen.
Yeah.
Why do they need guns?
I mean, what about replacing their guns with just rubber bullets?
I'm just saying, I asked y'all, do they need guns to patrol black people specifically? Because the only people who wind up in these scenarios are black people.
I think Ruthie has a good point, though. It's part of defunding the police. Defunding the police doesn't, in most instances, most people don't mean just take money from the police. They mean like replace things that they do now with other things.
So my thing is, when I say disarm the police, I mean take the power of lethal. Like, I gotta say this. There's no conversation in which one person has a gun, their hand on it, or have it out, in which it's gonna be rational. I just don't, like, your heart is beating at 3 million miles per hour. You don't know whether you're going to live or die, and you take erratic action.
I agree. And the police are trained to use their command voice, which is really meant to make your heart race.
But again, so the point being, if there were no weapons in that scenario, and I just feel like something in... If he was super threat, why does he pull over? Right? Like, why does he pull over? And at that point, my point is that at some point, there is some level of compliance that you have from the police. If they did not have a gun drawn, the worst case scenario is they have to go get him later.
Got to go get him later. Put out an APB.
Put the thing across the street.
But that will require police work.
Easier to kill. And so I'm asking you, I mean, I just feel like, realistically, the only person that leaves that scenario dead, in my estimation, is a black person. That's it. And as much of a threat, as much of a whoever he could be, they can always figure out a way to calm the white people, the Asian people, the other people down. Are guns necessary to deal with black people?
Erica Denise makes an interesting comment. She says, take the guns from the patrol officer and only captains, I guess she means like supervisors.
That's kind of my point.
Would have them.
That's kind of my point. Or even just like to me at a traffic stop, you shouldn't be able to pull your gun out. Like, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't pull it out, but if you get out of the car with your pistol, that changes the whole thing no matter what.
You mean if the police get out the car with their pistol?
Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and one cop approaches you on your driver's side and there's one behind your back window and he's got his hand on his pistol and they're like, he's training? What, you training to learn how to kill a nigga? And so, like, this guy's talking to you, but there's a guy in your peripheral with a gun, hand on it, or out.
But that's police training, though.
So I'm saying, do police need guns to deal with black people? Because, again, tell me how that scenario winds up for anybody else dead. I'm not saying that it's impossible. But the de-escalation tactics that they have within their realm, some kind of way kick in with everybody else. I don't believe that if that was a white kid, and this is all hypothetical, but I'm just saying in my heart of hearts, if that was a white kid and a white girl in the car and he's like, get your hand off me and jumps in the car, he's not going to be dead.
I mean, okay, from just I ain't never been to the police academy, but if you are going to detain somebody, why would you detain them right there by their door? You're supposed to have them walk to the back of the car. And that's when you tell them you are being detained. So I think it was, and I ain't never been to the academy, but I feel like common.
CIA.
No, but I'm saying like
you learned this in the CIA academy.
But they kind of quote like no pun intended, but they left the door open for him to be able to like
that's because they knew they could kill him.
But my thing is, if he was at the back of the car, right, and he took off running, just not trying to get back in the car, like what would have happened?
They would have shot him in the back. I mean, we saw what they did to Walter Scott, and he was just on child support. That again, do police need guns to deal with black people specifically?
If it was a black,
I think it's also it's a twofold thing.
Yeah.
And should black people? I don't know how you do this.
Come
but
on, say it. Black on black. Say it. Come on.
Say it.
Come on.
Don't do it.
Come on.
No,
Come on.
Shouldn't we
come on
be talking to our children about don't run away from the police because they will shoot you?
How about when
my
you
brother?
don't,
And I'm talking. So now I'm talking like 1975.
even when you don't run, though, you can still get killed. Go ahead.
My brother was out for curfew. You know, curfew was what 11, and he and his friends saw some police, and maybe I don't know if they turned the lights on, but they ran. They picked him up. They brought him to our house, and the police said to my dad, "Tell your son not to run from the police. It can only end up badly."
Right, because what's that nigga doing running? You see a nigga running, he stole something.
Hey,
that's how it was in the South. Like if you saw, like you,
no. We lived at that. This is Stony Island. oh, you meant the South Side.
No, I meant though that's the same mentality. Like from down south, when they see you, people would be like, "I shot him because he was running." Hey, well, what else could he be running for?
I got stopped by the police. It was probably about 11:30. I was running and trying to catch the bus, and they just stopped me because I was running.
Oh wow!
They said, "What's in your pocket?"
And did you show them?
Yeah, well,
exactly.
I told them it's a Human League tape. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
No, Human League was pretty cool. All right, look, y'all, we're going to take a break, but I'm just going to tell you. Just seems that the arming of police is really about us, dealing with us. Because everybody else seems to figure out a way to get out. Like, and I'm not saying police ain't never shot nobody else. But I am saying that I'm telling you, if the police shot a white dude, that white people be putting it all over the news. I mean, look what they did to the Capitol. Like, look what they did to the Capitol.
That's why we need police.
I mean,
the question really is, do police officers shoot white people? I never see that in the news.
And if they don't, then they only have guns to shoot us. I asked y'all the same damn question that y'all don't nobody want to really answer it. But
no, we answered it.
They do have guns to shoot us. I mean, they got guns to.
They got guns to shoot anybody.
They just tend to aim. Their bullets.
What's that bill that somebody tried to introduce where you gotta get like certified? You gotta get like licensed to be a police officer. It was recent. Yes. I think that we're on the right path with that. Although you cannot train people on how not to see you as an animal, I do think that there's some extra steps that police need to go through. Maybe they need to come to Whiftable Media so we can look them in their eyes to see what type of white people they are. Or what type of people they are to see if they should be policing the communities, but they do need some type of extra steps to go through. How come why you gotta go to law school to be a lawyer, but you just gotta go to community college to be a police? It's crazy.
Because you kill black people. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning.
Live on the line, we have the newly appointed State Senator Doris Turner. Welcome to the Maze Jackson Show. How are you, Senator Turner?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I really feel like I have arrived now that I'm on the Maze Jackson Show. It's a dream I never thought would happen. You know, in every office that I have held, I served 10 years on the Sangamon County Board, then I served 2.5 terms on the Springfield City Council. And in each one of those positions, I have never represented a district that was a majority district. But every day I've gone to work to ensure that African Americans in those districts received equitable treatment and that the legislation that I pushed was beneficial to the entire district, but beneficial to the African Americans that lived in that district, because these are people that for too long have not had a voice. When I was there and I was their voice, I wanted to make sure that everything that I did was going to move my community forward. And that's always been first and foremost in my mind, and that will continue to happen. If you look at ordinances and legislation that I have championed, drafted, and passed, you will see that thread running through there. Everything that happened with the legalization of cannabis in Springfield, I led that and came out of that with a lot of successes. And one of the things that I am most proud of that came out of that was we put the 3% municipal tax on there, but 1.5% of that money will always go to a very specific area of Springfield that is the heart of the East Side.
You mentioned cannabis, but what we've seen is that there has been no access to cannabis for black folks.
We've had to go back and do 2 fixes already. I think that everyone knew that that was going to happen. But, going forward, it's one of those things that, when you know what you know, there'll be more eyes and ears on a lot of things. So I am very committed to that.
Maze Jackson. Back to the Maze Jackson Show.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people, for the black people, for the black people, for the black people. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people, 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 for the black people. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the...
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Gotta say what's up to Miss Ruthie, Mizzo, the Shizzo. Shout out to Sonia, Esco.
Good morning.
And I am Mazo. Hello.
Hey.
See how I made all them O's go? That's what I be trying to do. See, Ruthie, you be sleeping on me.
You a rapper.
I'm
or a poet.
rapper.
You got bars.
I see the sky as I flow and ask why, oh why must I see you as you go to the blue, through, back and forth, up and down, spin all around, down, up, down, just like my man James. You might call him Brown. Check out Todd as he rocks his Seton Hall sweatshirt. But I think back to when I was a young man and my heart was broke. Because I was hurt. Seton Hall, walking tall, playing basketball as I dribbled. Then did a little, I don't know, I'm done.
That was all Reed.
Woo! That's a lot.
Oh, and Junior Lee,
Junior Lee,
police officers.
He said, "You must see me as I be." Talking to the police. See,
that wasn't bad. police officers in Illinois, at least, need 2 years of college or the equivalent in military.
Or they need a hunting license. They need to have had a hunting license for 4 years. I'm just saying.
Maze.
Okay, I saw the picture of the two with the black dude with the antler horns on.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, I know y'all don't want to hear this, so I'm gonna say what nobody else want to say.
What you gotta say?
I'm gonna say it because y'all scared to say it. Y'all want the police to have guns because y'all want them to shoot Pookie and Ray Ray when they be acting up in the neighborhood.
Who?
Pookie and Ray.
Who is that? What are those elements that you speak of in the neighborhood?
Like winter, like fire and water in our neighborhoods. There are people that.
I mean, we have a street organization violence problem.
A street disorganization violence problem.
A street disorganization violence problem.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes, we feel a little unprotected in our own communities. And so we have to call on these same murderous police officers to deal with our people.
Mr. Charlie, please come get these pickaninnies.
So you are right, Mr. Jackson.
Y'all can't be scared of y'all.
What do you mean you're right? He said a lot of stuff.
I just was
what are you right about?
He was. You don't do him.
I know.
He was right.
See, Ruthie, I told you. Don't.
He did a lot of talking. We were quiet for a long time.
Todd, you're never quiet long enough. So I'm gonna ask y'all though.
Nope. Defund.
Hey, I'm with
for the
you,
black
Ruthie.
people.
Listening for the black people. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna move on because y'all. But I'm just telling you, police carry guns for black people to use them on black people. I want y'all to ask me. I would like to know how many police officer involved shootings. I'd like to know the percentage of shootings of people by race, and then I'd like to compare it to our proportions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I think that would put it all into perspective. So we 12% of the population, but we 70% of the police shootings.
Would you rather have like a public safety group that was part of the police force, but they didn't have a gun and they kind of drove around and gave you tickets for expired plates and stuff?
No, they do that in Oak Lawn and Evergreen Park, and they just give the black people who got city stickers tickets. What I would like to see is the black welcome wagon. Again, here we go one more time. Let me break it down for you. You move to a neighborhood. There's an established neighborhood organization or two. One is the Neighborhood Block Club. One is the Rifle and Gun Association of the 87th Street Block Club. That is comprised of firearm owners who have either a concealed carry or a FOID who would like to be put as part of the sports association, right? Y'all go practice, y'all go shoot, y'all go to the range, and it's a wonderful time. And then you have the rules like they have on the block where it say no ball playing, no blah, blah, blah.
No car washing.
Usually when it say that, though, that's the block where it's all happening. Now, at that point, you then, anytime somebody, and y'all get an establishment, y'all vote on y'all rules, y'all vote on y'all bylaws. Then y'all say, these are the rules of engagement on our block from this corner to this corner, and you get agreements with everybody from the block, from the surrounding blocks, and y'all just start making these agreements. Now, there's inevitably going to be somebody on the block who's got a knucklehead child that decides that they are going to be the chief of the block or they're going to run the joint.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the house knows who that person is, and the block knows who that is. The problem is, because it's usually only one person, nobody wants to do it individually. But if they've already been talking, they say, okay, we brought you a basket, a pie, all of this stuff when you first came. And in that letter was a letter that says, welcome to our neighborhood. These are the rules of engagement, blah, 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 blah. This is how we resolve disputes. Cut your grass by this day, X, Y, Z, A, B, Z, because this is how our block run, period. Now.
The welcome wagon.
Yes, welcome wagon. Now, if you choose to go outside of that, that's when you get a letter from the gun. The gun in, no, but I'm saying the gun in that basket is a letter from the Block Club. Join that. And then there is also the Gun and Sports Association Club that says, hi, we, the Gun and Sports Association Club, made up of sergeants, police, military, firearm owners, blah, 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 blah. We look forward to you being a part of us, helping us keep our neighborhood together, safe and clean, where we don't have drugs, we don't have alcohol, we don't stamped the president of the gun club.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then Wally comes and opens the store on the corner and takes the knucklehead kids and creates a scenario that allows them to congregate. That same club, the Block Club, sends a letter to Wally. Wally be like, what, tell me what to do to my daughter? I know I get the boys on you. Right? Following letter comes that says, and they also have a community policing agreement, so the CAPS officer knows who the people are. Look, we got police, please make sure that we're in compliance, blah, blah, blah. Wally, you got to cut it out at the store. I'll tell you what I do in my own store. I sell what I want, and I'm going to sell them Delta 8, and they're going to be smoking on your block, and you can't do nothing about it. Then a mail come. It's not mail. It's not Kai. The Block Club came to you, asked you, as representative of the Sports and Gun Club, we'd also like for you to keep that, to stop doing that. Now, that time, then you got the motherboard in the club, in the grocery, on the Block Club side, calling in reports, nuisances, etc.
Mm-hmm.
As the members start to hang outside, somebody walks up and says, hey man, we really want y'all to get off this corner because this ain't what we do here. Man, if you don't get okay, I'm going to come back tomorrow. Hey, man, I really think you should not do this on this corner. Now, you already got Wally hemmed up because we got all the city inspectors coming. Somebody in the club, in the group is going to say, man, if you don't get your monkey. And then have y'all ever heard that? Y'all saw, did you ever see Warning? You ever heard the song Warning?
No.
Say, hey, dog, what's that red dot on you?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you got one too. Oh, right? And you say, so the one person that's the delegate walks up and says, now, y'all, because whoever at the block going to be talking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But all them red dots is going to be like, we're serious. Now, at that point, now you policing your own community.
Seems like a group of black men could get together and
agree.
And I think that would be super duper dope.
We had that on 83rd Street.
And we need that block by block.
We had that
by community.
When I lived on 83rd, we had that, sort of like that, because I had a cop across the street. And it was like, there was a time when the gang, there was like, there was a lot of Section 8 and a lot of gang members were trying to set up at the school. And we was like, hey, yo, cuz, that ain't happening here. Like, I got you. My kids learning how to ride a bike around here. She gonna keep Milan learning how to ride a bike. Y'all not finna be congregating over here. Man, you ain't gonna, hey, Al. Hey, 7 men on the block.
And you might need to hit up Pangea to see who owned the apartment building. Because that's part of the problem, too.
See? And then we went, like, literally, and we had our own, like, we literally stood on the block. Like, yo, cuz, it's not happening. Y'all come back here, and you see him right there, he a cop. So, he could kill you. And if he don't, and if I do, he ain't gonna say he saw it. Now, at that point, though, we had all of the people in 2 blocks was with us. Because they wanted the men to do something, but they didn't really know how. And then over time, more brothers started coming out there. Then it turned into a barbecue. But that's how I met my neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not the same scenario, but I do believe that to me is the scenario. The problem is, see, I like my mother, you know how your mama and them be like, I'll kill you before I let them do it to you.
Right.
Right? I will kill you before I allow you to be one of these. And my thing would be, man, Charlie, before you go be cannon fodder and we got to pay for you, there needs to be consequences. There's no consequence for black assault on either side.
Mm-hmm.
On either side. And I do feel a way about the police. Here's what I know.
What you know, Maze?
That in the interaction on a block before that old man, before we get the red dot, somebody is in there gonna have see some human in that child. Somewhere. The instinct is not gonna be we're gonna kill we can mow everybody down if we want to. That's why the person that goes to the door goes up to him is unarmed. Right? You know, like when you walk up to somebody and you on defense, you can't hear nothing they saying.
Mm-hmm.
You like, man, you walk up, if I got guns and I walk up like, what you want to do? Your adrenaline is pumping so hard. That's why you put the humble person who has nothing. Brother, I'm just asking you politely. It ain't me. Now you could kick my butt all day long, but you see, after you kick my butt, you finna see the rain of these bullets. Mm-hmm. And the police, when the police come, you call the police and say, come get this one. Pick this up. Well, I want to understand, like, brother, if you ain't hurting our young people, right, if you, like, y'all do y'all thing. I recognize that there's a whole world. Keep it to them people. Keep it in between them. On your block, hey, yo, ain't no, if y'all know the deck is going up, somebody better be like, get the shorties off the block. Period. I just think that the police, in my estimation, and this is an epiphany I had, but the police have guns to deal with black people. Everybody else, they can figure it out. They can figure it out. They literally have guns to handle black people. And part of it is to me is because of the innate fear that they have of us for all the stuff that they done. So it's like you walk up and you already know, like, look, pencil neck white boy who went to some Catholic high school and played, I will beat the brakes off of you. And you know all the stuff that you done for your whole entire life, and you done exterminated the beasts.
Ain't that retribution?
And you feel like, man,
they don't.
If these people get a chance, they gonna do it.
No, that is 100% why they proverbially keep their foot and physically keep their foot on our necks.
Because you have to know how brutal we will be to keep our power. And so my thing is, y'all cannot, I know nobody wants to say this, but the police literally do have guns to deal with black people. I need you all to show me when black people, when they kill people besides black people, again, they will have a standoff and try and talk a mug out. Blow the damn building up. Kill them. I don't know any other reason that they have guns. I can't see. I mean, and again, I like the whole concept. My point is, you don't need a gun in every conversation. Imagine if
What's the police without a gun?
A Bobby. Like I say, they
think about what is the police without a gun?
With guns in England. I don't think they walk around with guns in Japan. There's probably other countries. I just don't know them all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying they have access to guns. But like, I'm just saying, like in a traffic stop, if the person pulls over, what the hell you need the gun for? I was speeding, you got me. Look, because I know that if I don't pull over, the ticket's coming to me in the mail. Yeah. Right? I know that if a speeding ticket and if I don't take it, there's no reason for a gun in a traffic stop, period. Unless it's like all points bulletin, this license plate, this person is a dangerous. If you pull over, what is the odds of you pulling somebody over and they pull the gun and shoot you?
It did just happen though. I saw the footage. They was white though.
What?
The police officer. Traffic stop for tinted windows. He dead because old boy put out an assault rifle.
Who, the black dude?
He wasn't black.
That's my point. But my point though. But even in that,
you know how people are. They don't want to be the one guy who happened to get shot.
So because they don't want to be the one that guy that gets shot, we have to tell every black child that walks out the house, beware. I'm just saying. Y'all got to show me who else they need the guns for. Show it to me. And don't give me a one-off, because all the ones when you talking about where the dude had a gun, they didn't kill him. We talking about all the black people who did not have a gun that are dead. They didn't even need a gun to kill George Floyd. They killed him with their bare hands and knees.
Mm-hmm. He shouldn't have resisted. That's the thing. It's always because they did something.
There's not a scenario when the people comply, they get killed. When they don't comply, they get killed.
Who complied and still got killed?
Man, there's plenty of people that.
Because the argument is always because they don't comply, and then then it's a battle of the egos. That's what it be.
It does become a battle of.
It's a battle of egos.
That was what happened to that cop, to the black dude who was pulled over by the Virginia cop.
Battle of the egos. Sandra Bland.
Right.
All that be battle of the egos.
Like all them tapes when they show them girls. What's my man? Castillo. Did you know what you said? Philando Castillo, right? I got the paperwork to do this. You gonna kill him in front of his kid. Y'all, they have guns to kill for black people. I don't know who else they got it for. Look, y'all, this is the
fact check. They do carry guns in Japan, though.
Okay.
Japan?
Not in England, but in Japan.
Look, y'all, very quickly, the Maze Jackson Show every day now on the Maze Jackson page from 6 to 9 a.m. The Book of Dawn on the What's in It for the Black People page from 9 to 11 every day. Today, we will have Muwa Kills World from 11 to 1. And then the green side of things from 1 to 3, and then a rebroadcast of the Maze Jackson Show on the What's in It for the Black People Network. Look, y'all, it's been an amazing show as always. Glad to see you all back. Y'all make sure y'all hit them stars, and then head on over to the What's in It for the Black People page for the Book of Dawn. Look, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, but for Maze and Sonia and Ruthie and Todd, every day I ask the same question: what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.